showing an unidentified man ordering a sit-at-home in the southeast on the first 2 days of this week went viral. It was purportedly issued by the insurgent group IPOB, but IPOB has denied this, urging people to ignore what it described as an obnoxious directive. Unsurprisingly, there are conspiracy theories galore, with some accusing the government of using criminals and infiltrators to issue the command in order to incite fear and to demonize the IPOB movement and make them look like the enemies of the people, a charge the government roundly denies. Meanwhile, the nerve-wracking, tense rhythm of insecurity continues across the southeast, disrupting livelihoods and crushing the economy there. So what push is there for a way out? Who's doing what to try to end this infliction of unbelievable damage on the southeast region? Well, for his assessment, I'm joined now in the studio by the Secretary General of the Igbo Elders Consultative Forum, Professor Charles Nweke. Good to see you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for the wonderful opportunity you've had me.
This sit-at-home issue has become something of a never-ending story, hasn't it? It's on again, off again, and now it's on again. What's the story behind this latest order as you understand it?
Well, it has taken a dangerous dimension, the sit-at-home and general insecurity in the southeast. And Igbo Elders Consultative Forum has repeatedly made some, try to talk with the people, try to do a number of things.
Well, let's take it step by step.
Yes.
This latest order that was ostensibly put in place for Monday and Tuesday.
Yes.
What do you understand about how it came to be?
Well, I understand that for a number of people I talked to, they said that there was a directive from Simon Ekpa faction of IPOB directing people to stay at home on Tuesday. It used to be Monday, but about 2 years ago, there was a Tuesday like that. And people didn't come out. I asked why. Why that order was issued, various state governments issued a counter one that people should ignore that. Surprisingly, people obeyed and stayed at home. I called some people around 4 p.m. this afternoon, and they told me they had not even opened their gates, young men, because of this. And I asked them why. I said, well, it's true that the state governments, southeast state governments, Enugu, Anambra, that they assure people that nothing will happen, but that there were no concrete arrangements.
Basically, people don't trust the government
to protect the people.
Right, they don't trust the government.
They've lost confidence in government. They don't believe that government will do anything. And surprisingly, if you go to the southeast, every 500 kilometers, you see military and police checkpoints. But on Monday...
You mean every 500 meters, not kilometers?
Sorry,
right.
Every 500 meters.
Right.
Please, thank you. Half a kilometer, you see police and military checkpoints. But on Monday, you go in most parts of southeast.
They're gone.
You don't see them showing. And the military, the police are federal agencies. On Monday, you don't see them. In fact, there was the occasion I was traveling. A security man had to remind me, he said, Prof, you don't know that today is Monday? The person that's supposed to protect people.
Right.
And so...
In other words, the person on whom the state governments are saying to have confidence in to protect you is telling you people that not to be there, not to be out on a Monday.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, I traveled to the southeast, and I was going to the airport to catch flight back to Abuja. And a security agent, I said, oh, guy, you don't know that today is Monday. I said, and so what? And so, you see, on that very Monday, the security agents, instead of staying to man the various places, you will not see them. But every other day, you see them on road.
Why do you think they're not there?
Because we believe that a part of the security challenges we are having in the Southeast are sponsored by external forces. I want to give an example. For example, you remember when the Owerri Correctional Center was invaded, for almost 3 hours, Owerri Correctional Center is a shouting distance from the State Police Command, equally a government house, about 10-minute drive from military base Obins. But the so-called unknown gunmen operated for close to 3 hours and no person was arrested.
But that's not unique to the Southeast.
It is.
Well, it isn't.
Because
I mean, there have been a lot of incidents in other parts of Nigeria,
yes,
including the north, where Boko Haram operate and bandits operate, where people have told the same stories that you're telling.
No, that of the Southeast is peculiar because Igbos generally are noted for non-violence. Igbos don't believe in violence. Traditionally, Igbos don't believe in violence. And even IPOB has repeatedly denied that they have no hand in this sit at home.
Yeah, but you said it was Simon Ekpa.
It
Although
was
Simon
a
Ekpa
faction.
came
Yes.
out
Yes.
and said he didn't ask anybody to stay at home
he has
on
also
on
denied
Tuesday.
that.
Yeah.
He has also denied that. People said. But even Simon Ekpa has denied that. Nnamdi Kanu has repeatedly said that his hands are not in this sit at home. His colleagues in Apple have also repeatedly come out and said this. And we put it back to federal government to arrest the perpetrators of this insecurity in the Southeast.
Right. And you think
So, lovely Biafrans, good evening, everyone. All of you, everybody that is here, thank you for joining us. You know, another ofu onye oru azụ, ụmụnne ya ka a nara ya bụ azụ. This time around, Nigerian government has known and they found out that Igbos has waken up from sleeping and slumbering. Ngozi Moran, thank you for joining. Yeah. Paul, thank you for joining. Their eyes is well open now. This sit at home being installed by unknown person Monday and Tuesday, which our PM came up to debunk. The main thing Biafrans should know is that PM is very intelligent person. A lot of people send us messages. They said that it is not good that the PM keep quiet on that order. PM made it open yesterday. He says that he is waiting to see the reaction of the people. He is not going to talk because the person who do that thing used the image of the Biafran Liberation Army. And they called his name. They said he decided to keep quiet to see the reaction of the people, because the only rescue Igbo people have now is the BRIGE, which is the Biafran government in exile, because this is the most registered government, not organization, a registered government with a voting prime minister standing in front of the whole world to defend. There is possible 3 phase of IPOB that is coming up. This sit at home, it is good that the PM come up and they let the whole world know that he is not the one in charge. Then let us hear that whenever you see Arise News, this man now, whenever you see him discussing this chance, whenever you see him discussing about anything on the media, then you know the thing is getting higher. Then we go there a little.
Generally are noted for non-violence. Igbos don't believe in violence. Traditionally, Igbos don't believe in violence. And even IPOB has repeatedly denied that they have no hand in this sit at home.
Yeah, but you said it was Simon Etna.
It
Although
was
Simon
a
Etna
faction,
came
yes.
out
Yes,
and said he didn't ask anybody to
yes,
stay at
he
home
has
on,
also
on
denied
Tuesday.
that.
Yeah.
He has also denied that. People said. But even Simon Ekpa has denied that. Nnamdi Kanu has repeatedly said that his hands are not in this seat at home. His colleagues in IPOB have also repeatedly come out and said this. And we put it back to federal government to arrest the perpetrators of this insecurity in the Southeast.
Right, and you think that that is why it persists? Because I mean, it would be like shooting yourself in the foot, because the government needs economic activity in every part of the country in order for the country to grow. So if you're penalizing particularly a particularly commercial part of the country, then you're shooting everything.
Please, those people watching from Facebook, sorry, I will turn the Facebook off. If you want to watch what we are doing, you come to YouTube. Check 555 Vision YouTube. That is where we do our thing. Facebook is where we do public things. Thank you. As we continue.
Everybody else across Nigeria. So it doesn't really make sense, does it?
No. You see that the Southeast generally is not there for business. Our people are business oriented. This sit at home has adverse effect on commercial activities.
Well, obviously, that's fairly obvious.
And we are not comfortable with this situation.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, how much has this persistence of insecurity in the Southeast got to do with the continued incarceration of the IPOB leader, Nnamdi Kanu? You mentioned him a minute ago.
Our leaders, Chief Emmanuel Iwuanyanwu, in fact, it was the last official assignment he had before he died, visiting Nnamdi Kanu at the DSS facility. Chief Dr. Opadike, the former governor.
Thank you so much, Queen Nene. Thank you so much. May God Almighty bless you so much for the great super chat you are just giving to us. Yeah, friends, you see, people is really appreciating what we are doing. This is mighty blessing. Queen Nene, may God Almighty bless you immensely. And this restoration of Biafra will be your reward. Word is not enough to say thanks to you. People that is online, please join us to say thanks to her, Queen Nene. She gave us mighty super chat. As we continue, if we have not been doing anything, these people cannot be speaking today. These people will not talk today. This government has given these people open mind. Has this government of Biafra, you see, even Asare Dokubo today now is telling you that restoration of Biafra is imminent. So we continue. Queen Nene, may God bless you. We continue.
Governor of Anambra State. Then the other one, all of them in unison believe, the Igbo elders in unison believe that the release of Nnamdi Kanu is central to peace process in the South.
Yeah, but you just said a minute ago that Nnamdi Kanu said his hand is not in
the...
So obviously someone is doing it. So people, why would his release have any effect on that?
Some people are using him as an excuse to perpetrate violence in the Southeast.
Right.
People use his name as an excuse to perpetrate violence. And we have repeatedly asked Mr. President to kindly release Mr. Nnamdi Kanu. Even at worst, grant him executive bail. Grant him bail. Let him come from home. Let's see now who we had under Nnamdi Kanu to perpetrate violence in the southeast.
Right. I'm going to come back to that issue of how the problem can be solved. But you mentioned the fact that this has crippled or at least deeply affected economic activities in the southeast. Just help us quantify, as far as you can, the economic losses that have been incurred in the southeast as a result of things like this sit-at-home problem and the overall insurgency.
The losses run into billions of naira. For example, if you go to Aba, for example, I called some people in Aba where you have a number of SMEs operating. They told me there is an employer, I know he has about 1,500 workers. He told me that he had been at home since yesterday. Many of them. And this is not just the things that you have youths that are now roaming. I don't mind. It's devil's workshop.
But that's across Nigeria.
Yes, I don't mind. It's devil's workshop. You can see that if this crisis in the southeast, insecurity, if this insecurity persists, time will come when many people, in fact, it will aggravate the unemployment situation. Because if you're an employer, 7 days of the week, you go only 4 times. Certainly, with time, it will affect your general output. And that means you may downsize. And by the time many SMEs downsize, you can imagine what will happen. So the unemployment market will saturate to the point that violence, greater violence, may visit the southeast.
So how do you think this problem can be solved? Is there a military solution, or is the answer political, or a combination of the two?
That's a combination of this. Number one, the release of Mr. Nnamdi Kanu is central to peace process. 2, the political leaders of southeast should do more. They're not doing more, and that's why people have lost confidence in them. Rather, people prefer to obey non-state actors. They should do more. Basically, the governor should come up and find a way of handling the issue. Some of these youths, whether they are Igbos or non-Igbos, create economic activities for them. And some of them will help in governance. 2 or 3, we've advocated for state police. That one may be a long-term thing, but we want a situation where the federal agencies should begin to post indigenes to their place. If you post Igbos in Igbo land, policeman, military man, if they don't work, of course, they will work. It's just any state, you post the indigenes there. As police officers, as military officers, they will work. So before we get the state police approved, let Inspector General of Police begin to post senior police officers to their state of origin.
Right. Okay, well, let me take you up on something you mentioned earlier, which is 2 things, actually. One is the potential political solution to the problem, and the other one is the governors of the Southeast region being more proactive in seeking that political solution. Some have said that even if they came together and said, okay, let's pick IPOB, for example, and sit down and negotiate with them, that IPOB itself has become factionalized, with one group still loyal to Nnamdi Kanu, another to Samuel Ekpa, and possibly a third shadowy branch. Does that make it more difficult for them to have some kind of negotiated settlement?
It post senior police officers to their state of origin.
Right.
So, Biafrans, then here is the message. Here is the message. But before we play this message, before we go there now, the advantage, great advantage is this. PM, as a politician he is, as a politician he is, starting from autopilot, anything he is doing is based on vote. He asks the whole Biafrans to come to vote to give DOS vote of no confidence. And everybody voted. Then vote of no confidence was passed to DOS. Then he organized the whole Biafra all over the world to give vote of no confidence to Ohaneze Ndigbo. The same thing he did to Eastern governors. The same thing you are hearing the Nigerian media carrying out today. The topic of this message is nobody has confidence on Nigeria. And now there is a shadow of another face of IPOB coming up. And the only people that can be able to rescue Igbo people and the Biafrans is the BRIGE. Why? Because BRIGE is registered. Our papers and all our documents today is there inside Washington, D.C. Registered with the liaison offices all over the world. There has been some people that is needing authorization paper when they want to seek asylum. It is happening in different countries all over the world. When they seek asylum and they declare themselves Biafra, the government will say, which Biafra do you come from? They will go online and they search. The Biafra government will come out because government talk to government. Just like what they told Abaribe when he made a move on how to rendition our prime minister. They led Abaribe to know that you are dealing with a government. This is not a personal issue. This is a government. A well-voted prime minister is whom you are challenging. So now you can see the face of this very movement now. And the one good thing that made us to be registering this message now is this. When this fake person came up, just like Chinwe Priscilla Onyema wrote here now. Chinwe Priscilla is a woman. She said, all these sabos are doing in vain. Biafrans knows only BRIGE and Maazị Simon Ekpa, our prime minister. Someone sent the propaganda information. I refused to share it because I knew it was fake. Me too, I didn't share that message. I only shared that message when PM made Photoshop snapshot and say you should disregard this information. Some people send us messages. They say, oh, call PM, tell PM to tell them to stop. PM has his reason. We pass the information. You can hear when he say it. We pass the information. But there is one thing people must know. Biafran struggle is more spiritual than physical. Since the last 3 weeks, the ancestors from Biafran land, the native people from Biafran land, they are sending information. They said, apart from the one PM said, a lot of propaganda will come. But what happened? Information came. They say, anybody that is rising up against this movement, all of their movement will be in the favor of the BRIGE. That was the message. Because akwụbanye n'ikiri achọba ya bụ nnụnụ nwere ọnụ ogologo. Then they say messages will be coming, a lot of propaganda will be coming. But some people will be saying things thinking that they want to bring us down. But when they are doing this thing, it will be in the advantage of the BRIGE. If this man didn't come out to sit at home, you will not be hearing this thing you are hearing now, because this is Arise News. You understand? And any negotiation that will come up will be under the government, because government must deal with the government. The whole world is international and well logical people. What are they going to do? They go online, they check Biafran government, who is Biafra. What you will see there is the bridge. No other company, no other IPOB is registered legally that has license offices running all over the world. But when they are attacking us, their attacks will become a benefit to us. That is the reason we are doing this thing. And here now, when you want to understand most of the things that is going on, if
we cannot protect the people, allowing Nnamdi Kanu to come out, not be because of one man, hundreds of people will be killed every day. Allow him to come out. It's as simple as that. The life of these people are more precious, more important than keeping Nnamdi Kanu in the prison. And you do not have the power, the strength, the wherewithal to provide security for the people. We are not talking of property. We are not talking of, you don't have. It's as simple as that.
Do you hear it? We will bring it again.
If we cannot protect the people, allow Nnamdi Kanu to come out. Not be because of one man, hundreds of people will be killed every day. Allow him to come out. It's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that.
The life of these people are more precious, more important than keeping Nnamdi Kanu in the prison. And you do not have the power, the strength, the wherewithal to provide security for the people. We are not talking of property. We are not talking of, you don't have. It's as simple as that.
As simple as that. Now, Biafrans, as we continue, then this man, you know, when he came up, made it open to the whole world that the Tinubu gave him appointment, gave him job. He signed this job of eliminating Igbo race with the Buhari. Now, Biafran Liberation Army tell him, we are spirits, you cannot fight us. When Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was here, before his rendition, he gave us a psalm from number 1 to 150. We are at the end of psalm. When we were reading the psalm, all the Ezemo in Biafran land, all over the world, the people that live in Canada, the people that live in America, the people that live anywhere in Papua New Guinea, all of them come together. Genuine pastors, all of them come together. Ndị aka ji ọfọ, all of them come together. Sabbath people come together. Cherubim and Seraphim come together. Bishops come together. Reverend fathers and reverend sisters came together. During that time of prayer, they were praying the same time. There is what they did. Dry fasting for 1 month, that you cannot taste anything. You can find oil in it for 1 good month. When that prayer was going on, we only eat yam, only yam and the egg, yeah, to break the fast. Dry fasting, 6 o'clock in the evening, you eat yam and the egg. Then you start again. Dry fasting. On Psalm 56, when they were concluding the prayer, a lot of things happened. Some people went to desert to pray. Some people went on top of high mountain to pray. Some people went inside the forest to pray. some people went inside river and the ocean and the Atlantic Ocean to pray. This is kind of prayer they did. During the time of ending that prayer, on Psalm 56, it was revealed the thing that happened in the book of Ezekiel, the bone shall rise again. 7,500 Biafran dead warriors arose in Biafran land to defend their own land. You understand? Then, you know, when Asare Dokubo take it upon himself, say he will eliminate all Igbos. Now, what do you hear him say? We go there again so that you will understand exactly what is happening. Many people doesn't know how far we have gone, but use what I have just tell you now, and you see how those recruited Boko Haram in the military being sent to Igbo land. You see them when they come, you don't see them when they go. Until IPOB in Nigeria divided ESN and they handed them over to Asare Dokubo, and many of them joined Ebubago. It was it not true? Then they say, go and they fight. Asare Dokubo came publicly. He said, he will smoke Mazen Nnamdi Kanu alive. That was his job. That's why they kidnapped Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They didn't let anybody know. After 8 days, when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu resurrected, after 8 days, then he became immortal. Then Asare Dokubo, hear him today. He said that the people who gave him this assignment, that this assignment is the worst assignment he has ever served. Listen and connect the dot here now again. So you will know exactly what we are doing, that we are not here joking.
If we cannot protect the people, allow Nnamdi Kanu to come out. Not because of one man, hundreds of people will be killed every day. Allow him to come out. It's as simple as that.
As simple as that.
The life of these people are more precious, more important than keeping Nnamdi Kanu in the prison. And you do not have the power, the strength, the wherewithal to provide security for the people. You are not talking of property. You are not talking of, you don't have. It's as simple as that.
As simple as that. You don't have what it takes. You don't have what it takes to stop Biafra from coming. And we are here telling you that you don't have what it takes. Then we continue, Biafrans. There is another possible face of IPOB. But the only savior Biafrans have today is that the BRIGE, the Biafran government in exile, home and abroad, is registered, automatic, according to law. Then we go there again.
Okay, well, let me take you up on something you mentioned earlier, yes, which is two things, actually. One is the potential political solution, yes, to the problem. And the other one is the governors of the Southeast region, yes, being more proactive in seeking that political solution. Yes. Some have said that even if they came together and said, okay, let's pick IPOB, for example, and sit down and negotiate with them, yes, that IPOB itself has become factionalized, with one group still loyal to Nnamdi Kanu, another to Samuel Ekpa, and possibly a third shadowy branch. Does that make it more difficult for them to have some kind of negotiated settlement?
It will not be a problem. As a matter of fact, we talked with some of them, and they're all willing for peace. We talked with some of them. As a matter of fact,
you said some, not
yes,
all of them.
I wouldn't claim to have talked with all of them, but I know, including myself, we talked with a number of them. We explained to them the need to have peace. We explained to them that whatever is happening is affecting our people more. And the number of them are what?
Yeah, but you know, there's a big difference between, yes, a political wing that you can see and talk to, and a military wing of an organization. I mean, I remember.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he just said now? What I just said? Do you know there is a political wing and the organization? IPOB, that IPOB in Nigeria that worked with Soludo and handed IESN over to them, they are group, IPOB pressure group. And do you hear what he said here now? Listen, he said, do you mean political or group? Listen again to understand what is happening. Who are you going to negotiate with? The person who is riding to the track of government. That is what you have to see here now.
The matter of fact,
you said some, not
yes,
all of them.
I wouldn't claim to have talked with all of them, but I know, including myself, we talk with a number of them. We explain to them the need to have peace. We explain to them that whatever is happening is affecting our people more. And the number of them are what?
Yeah, but you know, there's a big difference between a political wing that you can see and talk to, and a military wing of an organization. I mean, I remember, for example, the IRA in Northern Ireland. You know, I mean, the IRA, Sinn Féin was their political wing.
I agree with you.
And they would sometimes go out and say things, and the IRA would do something completely different.
When I said their leaders, I mean the political wing, the people that actually command them. We visited Nnamdi Kanu, as I told you.
He said, he confirmed, he mean the people that is really commanding. Who is commanding? Chinasa Nworu, Chike Dozieha, all of them cancelled sit at home. On whom authority is sit at home going on today? The power of the BRIGE, the power of Simon Ekpa, the power of the elected His Excellency Obatobie Simon Ekpa. Under his own authority, the sit at home is going on. And they are now talking according to political wings or group. And another phase is coming, and this phase that is coming is using the name of the BRIGE, the name of the Prime Minister and the military, Biafran military, Biafran Defense Army, to pressure his own. Then PM came up and tell you people, he don't have anything to do with this, but in as much as they used the image of Biafran Liberation Army and used his name and the BRIGE, he is not going to stop them, but he is going to wait to see the outcome of this. The outcome is what you are watching now. When we continue, and everybody must know why we are fighting. We will put the image why we are fighting.
That was the last assignment Chief Emmanuel Iwanyamu did before he died. We visited him, he spoke. In fact, this afternoon I talked with the MASOP leader and the others. So bringing them together will not be a problem. If the political leaders have the will to do that.
So why do you think they don't have the will? Is there some sort of political or pecuniary gain for the continuation of the crisis in the region for those politicians?
Yes, some of them are not interested. It's alleged that some of them believe that they are not popular enough because people somehow believe in Nnamdi Kanu because of a number of things.
So you think they'd rather keep him incarcerated?
So a number of things.
But some of those governors have come out and have led delegations to the presidency to try and get him released.
Yes, that is recently. As a matter of fact, when we got there, Nnamdi Kanu accused some politicians of being
lukewarm.
Not just lukewarm, that some politicians contributed to his continued incarceration. He mentioned some names. I wouldn't want to go into that because I wouldn't say I verified the facts. But he mentioned some names. And if you look around, Nnamdi Kanu has acquired popularity. So this thing you are talking of faction is because Nnamdi Kanu is detained. If he is released, these people that are hiding under IPOB and the other thing, they will not come out. He has that high command. But in negotiation, you don't neglect any person. We negotiate with all of them, and they are ready to embrace peace.
Now, in June this year, I don't remember if I talked to you about it, but there was talk that Mr. Kanu's lawyers might enter into negotiations with the federal government through the office of the Attorney General in order to seek some sort of settlement.
Yes.
Did that ever get off the ground, or is it stalled?
Yeah, well, I think they tried, but like everything about Kanu, at a stage there was frustration. You know, right from the onset, you remember that the Federal High Court, presided by Binta Nyakos, discharged him of 8 of the 15 charges against him. He appealed, and the 3-man panel unanimously acquitted him of the remaining 7. Ordinarily, federal government didn't obey that thing. Federal government detained him, and not just I said that they were going to appeal. And you detained him when you were not ready to appeal. You kept him for many months before eventually federal government appealed. That means at the time they said they were going to appeal, they had no case against him. Why did you detain him? So, you see, it's like his own case seems to be exceptional. And that is why our people they are getting sympathy. The non-state actors are getting sympathy in Igbo land because government doesn't seem to treat that side of the country as they treat others. They will tell you other people, Sunday Woho is working, okay, and others. Why is federal government still detaining Nnamdi Kanu?
So you think the conflict in the southeast?
So Biafrans, Irene Ehi said, please send the gospel to all platforms. Hit the like button. Share this gospel. This is our own religion. Biafra is our religion. This is 555 vision, Biafra gospel. We come here to preach the gospel. Listen, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu says, time will come when Nigerian newspaper, Nigerian media will be forced to carry our news without anybody paying them any dime. Do you see the picture I played before? Let's play it again because of YouTube and the policies. That's why we don't keep it long. You see this? You see this? I hope you see it. That is why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu came up. When this thing was happening, no media then, only Okokondem. Nobody published what is happening. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, when he studied everything, he asked Biafrans to become journalists. Speak for yourself. Take advantage of freedom of speech. At least you living in Europe, in America, where you can speak like us. Nobody will come here and say, why did I speak? I will face the person with the law. That time this thing happened, there is nothing like a media carrying it. Today, they are publishing our news free of charge. Nobody is paying them dime. And our agitation today, our gospel today, changing the narrative of that yesterday, has opened the mouth of these scam men, all these people you see speaking today. This thing we are doing opened their mouth. Now the whole world have seen that Igbo people doesn't have leader. Only when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu came up, Igbo people choose leader, because you cannot force people to choose to take leader. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu says, before they will choose you, they will throw you stone. They will call you all manner of name. They will put you inside fire. They will put you inside the oven. They will cook you. They will call you a berima. They will call you Waboda. They will call you all manner of name until they will prove you right. They will see that you are not shaking before you can become the leader of Igbo people, the strongest people on this very planet Earth. You can't just come and become a leader for them until they will cook you. How did they cook Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? The thing that made me to come up and begin to speak is because people say that Nnamdi Kanu is just a money monger. He is robbing people. He is defrauding people. I say, how manage? The same thing you hear about DOS telling Simon Ekpa is the same thing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has faced. They cook him. Then before everybody now, we read the comment section now. Nobody is writing anything negative. Why? Because we have changed the narrative of yesterday. We continue because our time is running very fast.
Is unique because, I mean, there are insecurities and conflicts across several other parts of Nigeria.
Asabis, thank
and
you.
In fact, in those cases, for example, in the Northeast, I mean, they're not going around, taking the people to court. They go in there to kill them.
Insecurity, crisis are natural. And according to Karl Marx, in every society, in every organization, you have, and it is the struggle for the control of resources between two opposing groups, they have and they have not. So it is there. But that of Southeast is unique in the sense that it doesn't have direct bearing on the struggle for the control of resources within the people. It has external influence. And that external influence, we believe, we call upon the federal government because Mr. President is Chief Security Officer of the Federation.
Yeah, but you said you talked to some of these agitators
Yes.
and separatists.
Yes.
I mean, what do they say to you? Can't you say to them, I mean, this whole thing, negotiation is a matter of give and
Yes,
take,
yes.
not take and take.
Yes.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
What
First-
concessions are they prepared to make?
First, why did you have IPOB? IPOB came up as a result of the belief that the Igbos were grossly marginalized in their affairs, in the governance of the country. Talk of appointment, talk of distribution of projects, talk of other things, talk of states. South is the only state that has only 5. Others have minimum of 6. You can see the recent appointment. Every other zone has a minimum of 8 ministers. Southeast has only 5. So local government, Kano, Kaduna, and Jigawa, if you put their local government together, it's more than that of Southeast put together. The other day, the governor of Bayelsa was also is not in Southeast. But that of Southeast is aggravated. We have only 15 senators. House of Reps. In fact, Kano alone, the number of House of Reps almost more than.
So you're saying that that's the reason IPOB came
It's
part of the reason.
marginalization.
Well, let me ask you this.
Marginalization,
I
yes.
mean, how does it, even if the points you're making are true,
Yes.
and it's important to emphasize wherever there is injustice,
Yes.
that must be emphasized and spoken about emphatically.
Yes.
But I don't understand the logic of IPOB inflicting further punishment on that southeast region.
I told you that IPOB has come out several times. I said that they
but they
had
started the sit-at-home thing.
Yeah, they started.
They carried out a lot of attacks
non-violence. Both IPOB, MASOB, they believe in non-violence. I've never seen any of them carrying arms. They believe in non-violence. Yes, they know. They believe that they have a good cause to pursue. but they don't believe that it should be done through violent way.
Are you saying that IPOB hasn't carried out violent activities in the Southeast?
I wouldn't...
Which they themselves have admitted that they carried out.
No, I wouldn't say that, but IPOB generally, MASOB generally, they believe in non-violence. They believe in non-violence. Igbos believe in non-violence. We don't believe in violence at all. And so...
No, it's I mean, I don't mean to kind of belabor the point, but,
yes,
it's important that people who are not from that region
yes.
and who have nothing to do with the government, but
yes.
who just are listening in,
yes.
understand the context in which you're speaking
yes.
as a way of being enlightened further about what is going on there. What is the logic behind whether or not IPOB has started pulling back, having already muddied the waters?
Yes.
What is the logic behind going to inflict economic hardship
yes.
on the very people you're saying are being denied economic opportunities and are being marginalized and inflicting violence upon them? I mean, what's the logic of that?
Yes, we've some of them, we've talked to them.
Yeah, what do they say to you about that?
They say they have no hands in that they don't believe in that. And that's why we're also asking the federal government, please help us to arrest the perpetrators of this. Find out why on Monday, police checkpoints will not be operational. Every other day they will be there.
Right.
Find out who sponsored these people.
If
it is IPOB, arrest them.
Yeah.
We will not come and defend them. If it is IPOB or MASOP, arrest them. But the truth is that federal government has not been able to arrest them. And this is worrisome to us. If IPOB said they have no hand, MASOP said they have no hand, federal government, the chief security officer is Mr. President. Please arrest the perpetrators of this. Our people are not comfortable. Our people don't want this. So we are essentially business-oriented people. And we want that business to continue.
Right. So it is your sense that part of the reason why this persists is because the federal government is reluctant to apprehend these people, or the insurgents have become so powerful that you really can't just go and pick them up.
Federal government is reluctant in handling the security situations in the Southeast.
Yeah, but it's not just that the federal government is faced with challenges
we are not
across
talking
Nigeria.
of a kinetic angle, because it seems you understand security from kinetic angle. No, part of it, non-kinetic. For example, release of Mr. Nnamdi Kanu is non-kinetic. Then, because the thing has taken time, you have a number of idle youths. You have to rehabilitate them. If you rehabilitate them and they are gainfully employed, they are busy, they won't have time to do a number of these things. Not all of them are in IPOB. And give people a sense of belonging, so that those who are even supporting them will no longer support them. When you come there, say, well, what these people are saying is true.
Right. So the local politicians in the Southeast, including the governors, according to you, are unable or unwilling to muster the political will to solve the problem.
I agree with you.
Right. I'm saying what you said, so it's not me that you're agreeing with. I'm simply reiterating what you said.
Will to tackle the issue, because there are a number of things they should do. It's not federal government that should do everything. There are a number of things the various state governments in the South should do. There are a number of things other political leaders should do.
Right. So given that the political leaders in the Southeast are unable or unwilling to do that which you think they ought to do, who do you think can solve this problem and end the crisis? Will it require the direct intervention of President Tinubu?
Yes, as I said before, the security challenges in the Southeast revolved under the incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu, because a number of non-state actors used him as an excuse to perpetrate violence in the zone. Let Mr. President, you see, as I told you, Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezife, before he died, he pleaded with Mr. President to release Nnamdi Kanu. I spoke with him barely an hour before he died. Chief Emmanuel Iwanyang did something. Chief Mbazilike Amechi, 93 years, in fact, he pleaded with the Buhari government to give him that as a parting gift to release Mr. Nnamdi Kanu. Even Professor George Obiozo repeatedly, please release Mr. Nnamdi Kanu. If government, federal government, is sensitive to the feelings of the people, we shall be delighted if Mr. President will release Mr. Nnamdi. If the moment Mr. Nnamdi Kanu is released, from what we've found out from our various interaction with the people, security challenges in the Southeast will be reduced to barest minimum.
And you are convinced that there are no moves behind the scenes taking place? Because, I mean, we've had members of the National Assembly here who said they've marshaled, I mean, dozens, possibly even over 100 members of parliament who were going behind the scenes to kind of do things. And it's a matter of there's negotiations taking place.
I'm aware of some. But our appeal is that Mr. President should certainly intervene, release Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, and see that peace will return to Southeast. Because it is central, it is fundamental to peace process in the Southeast. If these leaders, these respectable leaders, could all at different times say, look, release this young man, I think they have a point.
Okay.
If you cannot protect the people, allow Nnamdi Kanu to come out.
No,
because of one man,
any reason again,
hundreds of people will be killed every day.
And that's why we are appealing. We are still appealing. Whatever it is, let Mr. Nnamdi Kanu.
The life of if you cannot protect the people, allow Nnamdi Kanu to come out.
Violence in the Southeast.
Not because of one man.
I do hope that
hundreds of people will be killed every day.
100
there are a number
who were going behind the scenes to kind of do things. And it's a matter of there's
the life of these
negotiations
people
taking
are more precious, more important than keeping Nnamdi Kanu in the prison. You do not have
our appeal is that
the power, the strength,
should certainly
the wherewithal
intervene
to provide security for the people.
Nnamdi Kanu and see that peace will return.
You are not talking of property. You are not talking.
Because
you don't have.
It is central. It is fundamental
It's as simple
to
as
peace
that.
process in the Southeast. If these leaders, these respectable leaders, could all at different times say, look, release this young man.
If we cannot protect the people, allow Nnamdi Kanu to come out.
The
Not because of one man, hundreds of people will be killed every day.
Any reason again
Allow
to
it to
perpetrate violence in the Southeast. And that's why we are appealing. We are still appealing.
The life
Whatever
of these
it is,
people are more precious, more
Mr. Nnamdi Kanu
important than keeping
so
Nnamdi
that
Kanu.
people will no longer
You do not have
perpetrate violence in the Southeast.
the power, the
I do hope
strength.
there are people listening to you and making.
Okay, lovely Biafrans. Truly, thank you so much because our time has run very, very far because of many activities we have. So, lovely Biafrans, thank you. You see, Mad Simon Eba says that first thing he want to achieve is to make sure that those who sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the sellers of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the buyers of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu goes empty. This is them, and this is how they are crying. The cost of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has become more expensive than releasing him. So, lovers of freedom, thank you. Good night, and we will see definitely tomorrow. We love you. We love you so much. All of us of freedom.